Morning! Welcome to a Yorkshire.
This has started off so well. We've been sat here for 30 seconds going, how are we going to open this one up? Morning.
Good morning.
Shall we just start it? Shall we just go?
I think it's good, full of energy.
Yeah, morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Or Deith Gwil Dewey Happus.
Yeah, whatever that means.
That's Happy St. David's Day, 1st of March.
Happy St. David's Day, whatever that is.
That's to all our Welsh fans, because we've now got a global outreach.
We do. We got a listener from Dubai.
What?
Wow. Yeah,
I know we had a listener from America.
Oh, no, it's all over now. We have gone international.
Mr. Worldwide, indeed.
As you can hear, we're joined by Krzysztof.
Hello.
Zalewski or something.
The man with the worst email address ever.
All the best. If you want to be different and quirky.
You don't want to be different and quirky. Unfortunately, Ebony can't join us today, which means we've had to rethink our quiz a little bit, but we'll explain more on that later.
We've also... So, this podcast is already off to a bad start. So, Ebony, we send her our wishes. She has had to leave for the day. But also our guest wasn't Krzysztof. He was second choice. We were gonna have someone else. They've decided that their job is more important than this.
It's disgusting, really.
I'm fuming.
Thanks for the opportunity. Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're more than welcome.
So yeah, for last minute we invited Krzysztof in, filling our European quota.
You've got to be inclusive these days.
Absolutely, yeah. So
Absolutely.
welcome to our third and final podcast.
So yeah, we've got the Polish on today. And we're talking about the Welsh people, so I feel like we're doing well already.
Our last podcast, it's not bad.
Mr. Worldwide.
This one, we have got probably the three worst people in this business on this podcast today. And yeah, this is the one where we get cancelled.
I think it's more than likely, isn't it?
We will keep it PG.
PG, not the T.
No,
we're not getting onto T again.
We're not talking about
Stop
tea.
that. But I would like to jump back into my world of weird news.
Oh, gosh.
I have some lovely stories, and the first one is one that infuriates me.
Okay.
Let me get into it. Let me jump straight in. So, we've all heard of the Tooth Fairy. Krzysztof, you still believe in the Tooth Fairy?
Yes.
Tooth Fairy's real, mate.
Tooth Fairy. So, just give me an example. Let's say your tooth fell out when you were a child. How much would your parents usually give you, or what would you expect to find under your pillow?
I used to get a quid.
A quid.
A £1 coin.
That's nice. Nice to see how the other half.
I honestly don't think I got anything. I'm not sure. I can't really remember.
You didn't get anything from the door?
I don't think so. I used to put it underneath. I might have done actually. I can't really remember.
Okay, well we'll go with Sam. So a quid is expected. Just
I think that's
a small coin.
That's usual, isn't it?
Yeah, that's appreciated. So I read a story this week where some children have been receiving $100 bills and designer jewellery under their pillows as the Tooth Fairy has become more generous worldwide.
Oh, well, that's very nice.
This makes me sick.
I thought we were in a recession.
We are. Not the Americans, apparently, because the US national average for a Tooth Fairy gift has risen from under $2 in 2001 to more than $6 in 2023.
Wow.
According to a poll
What
by
an awkward amount to give as well.
Delta Dental.
Yeah.
It's a lovely name, that, Delta Dental.
Delta Dental.
But some parents have revealed to the Wall Street Journal, of course, the people who would speak to the Wall Street Journal are the people who can afford these things, that they have given more extravagant gifts to their children. So this lady called, I don't know how to pronounce her name, Chidera Nig, who is from the UK, gave her daughter £60, a letter, and a silver fairy necklace, and a Louis Vuitton bracelet, for losing a tooth. A natural progression.
Well done, you are doing.
Is she looking to adopt any children? I'm free.
I thought you meant the child.
I mean, oh no, I meant me to take me underneath her wings.
Oh my gosh!
First of all, I want to know what was in the letter she wrote to the child. Presuming it's written from the Tooth Fairy. But 60 quid.
I feel like if you're giving that much, you don't want it to be down
60
to the Tooth
quid
Fairy.
is 60 quid and a letter. And I mean, you've got to keep that up. If you set the standard for your first tooth, if you get to your second tooth, you better be giving out a Fiat 500.
I'd rather have 60 quid.
Yeah, fairs. But yeah, her husband bought the designer piece when their daughter was born and said it felt like the correct time to gift it.
Why?
Yeah.
What
yeah.
has the child achieved?
This child's born. I'm going to go buy my daughter a Louis Vuitton bracelet. You know what a 4-year-old child would really appreciate is some...
That'll fit them for a long time.
Yeah, Louis Vuitton bracelet. He was quoted as saying that was her first baby tooth that she lost, and the process was uncomfortable for her. Like everyone. My dad used to tie a piece of string and slam the door shut.
A bone has just come out of your mouth.
And my tooth wasn't even wobbly. So we decided to give her the extra tooth fairy experience. That's
not a tooth fairy experience. That is...
That's what everyone goes through.
I wonder what they got when they were a kid.
Well, back in their day, it would have been half a threepence or something.
Like half an egg. They were on rations back then.
Half an egg.
No, but on that Louis Vuitton bag thing, it is scary. Like, do people not buy the kids' toys anymore? Like, I remember being 4 or 5 years old and I got this Spider-Man, web shooter that you put on your wrist.
You still wear that to work?
No, that's my Ben 10 Omnitrix. And I was so over the moon with it. And now you're getting kids getting designer bags.
I was going to say, you see...
What's the point?
You see kids walking around in these coats with the name... I can't remember the name because I'm not massively into designer labels. What's like the coats where they've got like the labels sewn around the edges?
Montclair, maybe.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And I saw on Facebook that a woman had complained that a kid had their coat stolen. Stop sending your kid to school in £500 coats.
They haven't stolen it. They've left it in the cloakroom.
Even if it's fake, stop sending your kid to school.
And it doesn't make sense because they're going to grow out of it anyway.
Literally.
Exactly.
If they do, give it to the clothing bank.
But yeah, anyway, so this guy said, childhood goes by so fast and we believe in cherishing every moment, celebrating milestones and creating long-lasting memories. That's the B&M
Is that
slogan.
Live
Is
life.
that a long-lasting memory? I got a bracelet. I don't. I wouldn't care.
A bracelet for your birthday or something, but not for losing a tooth.
No.
That's going to be
Imagine what she's going to get when she gets hit by her first car.
Is that a guarantee?
It's guaranteed it is if I'm around.
Just see someone wearing a Louis Vuitton bracelet and just like
yeah, absolutely fuming. I'm still angry. Next story. I mean, this happens quite often. I've seen it in the other things, but in America, a man has commented on his America. This isn't even the Florida story.
Oh, no.
The thing is, it's not. I'll go into it. So anyway, this man has commented on his own wanted poster. Well, Facebook post. And you get these all the time.
Yeah,
you
I've seen stuff like this.
You get you get the ones over here where the thug will comment saying, you can't find me, and just being a general dick. But this guy's actually quite nice. So the police put out a wanted post for him, picture of him and everything. And he actually replied quite nicely, saying, I'll be there by lunchtime tomorrow. But he put, thank you, tying up a couple loose ends since I will probably be in there for a month. Should be there in the next 48 hours. I mean, this man was literally having a conversation with the police.
He's working on his own schedule.
Yeah. But the thing was that first of all, he didn't turn up. So the police put out another post saying, is it us? Have you got commitment issues? We're happy to come and pick you up. And he did have a few arguments with a few people who were
like, sorry, I'm running late. I'll be there in
in
5.
Yeah, dear Anthony, is it us? Last Wednesday we reached out to you as wanted. You replied and even said you were going to turn yourself in. We waited, but you didn't show. He came back and apologised. Dear RPD, it's not you, it's me. I obviously have commitment issues. I apologise for standing you up, but let me make it up to you. This man is pleading with the police.
Look, I know I've done wrong, but hear me out.
I will be there no later than lunchtime tomorrow. I know you have no reason to believe. This is what I kind of text you send to like your girlfriend when you've just split up or something. I know you have no reason to believe me after what I did to you, but promise that if I don't make it on my own by lunchtime tomorrow, I will call for a ride to assist me with my commitment issues.
Well, he knows the number.
Thank you. Yeah,
it's only 3 digits.
He's got commitment issues.
Thank you in advance to your response. If you're patiently giving me another chance with us, I know I don't deserve it. P.S. You're beautiful.
Oh, wow.
And then I
was going to say that's like a sales email, I'll show this anymore.
I mean, you can search this on the internet. But he genuinely then turned up, put, here for our date, sweetheart, and put up a picture of him arriving at the police station underneath the post. But yeah, fair play to that man. He genuinely went and responded to his wanted post.
He was just busy. He was busy.
Yeah.
This is where we find out all they did was driving a bus lane.
You get arrested for a lot worse in America.
Yeah, you would.
Shall we go on to the Florida story of the week?
Yes.
Here we go.
Been waiting.
Florida story of the week. And this one, I respect her. So a Florida woman was jailed for calling 911 because her boyfriend wasn't being nice.
Oh, well, that's just atrocious, isn't it?
First responders don't like it when people dial 911 without an emergency.
You mean without an emergency? Her boyfriend
wasn't being nice. So, yeah, she was arrested. And according to an arrest report reviewed by WFLA, which must be the local news station, Parrish dialed 911 6 times in 4 hours because her boyfriend wasn't being nice to her. 6 times in 4 hours.
He must have been a really grumpy bum.
He must, yeah. I mean, what could he possibly have been doing?
Who knows? Maybe they did the whole
said
thing
wasn't
of...
being nice is the quote, isn't it?
Oh, is that what you said? Wasn't being nice?
Wasn't being nice.
So maybe it was the whole thing of like, what do you want to eat? Or say if they're ordering some food in, we've all been there. I'd like to think, what do you want to eat? Oh, I don't know. All right, I'll choose then. How about we have a Chinese?
No, I don't want that.
No, I don't want that.
He ordered the Chinese, didn't he?
It could be stuff like that, maybe.
Apparently, the responding deputy said the 40-year-old was still on the phone with a 911 operator when he arrived. Parrish was charged with the misuse of the 911 system.
Nice. That's a 111 call, that. Not 999. That's a non-emergency line.
No, that's a text.
Hang on, no, we've got an
that's
experienced...
not even a phone call to the police.
We've got an experienced professional here. He works on our police contracts.
I work on the blue light contracts, man.
He knows what's going on.
Also, national days. I know at the top of the podcast I mentioned it was St. David's Day.
Yeah.
It is also National Employee Appreciation Day. I've noticed our company has bypassed that one quite quickly.
Yeah.
No mention of that one. It's also National Salesperson Day.
I've not heard anything about that one either.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Is that England or is that...
I don't know. I just searched national days for March the 1st.
Nice.
National Salesperson Day.
So much research goes into this podcast.
I've seen very little in the way of free pizza.
Yeah, so if you want to...
Or gym memberships.
If you want to treat a salesperson, put through a nice order. ACS are waiting for you.
Or,
please.
It's also a World Compliment Day. So if you want to give us a compliment, I know, granted, this will go out on Monday, so that'll be the 4th. I'm really good at counting because today's the 1st. This is easy for me.
That's really good, actually. I'm impressed.
Respect.
So Monday the 4th, this will be out. So it won't be St. David's Day, nor will it be World Compliment Day. But if you want to backdate a compliment to us, podcast at acsgroup.co.uk.
I just assumed you'd get it wrong. Yeah, or give us the voice message. Nobody gave us any voice messages last week. I'm devastated.
500 listeners, including one in America and one in Dubai, and no voice.
I've actually got a bone to pick with you, Sam. Talking about the voice messages, I'm actually quite privileged to be invited to this podcast today. It gives me a platform to voice my opinion
and
on
concerns.
One of the previous episodes you had. I actually...
I swear down if you mention our cup of tea thing, we've taken the feedback on board.
Well, no.
It was one of the most boring stuff.
I wouldn't really call it feedback, actually. It was a question. So you mentioned there a voice message. I actually left a question for you. And I left a Q and I expected an A. I never got an A. The Q actually never got mentioned.
And what's even funnier is it was so... suited for that episode.
Yeah, so...
I missed this, because I don't look at the social platforms.
You do have the logins, but you just...
I'm just lazy.
Yeah.
I've got better things to do than searching what the national day is and finding out about
Florida stories.
About Florida stories.
Yeah. So episode 1, I think it was. I left a question for the following episode.
Sorry.
For episode 2, I was going to ask you what your procedure is. Obviously, being a Guernsey man yourself, I'm happy to go into the ins and outs of
heritage, yes.
tea bags in Poland and stuff like that. But being a Guernsey man, what is your process in making a cup of tea?
I make a cup of tea like everybody else.
Okay.
Very boring.
Just teabag the mug.
Yeah, just give it a good tea bag and then squirt in some cow juice. That's pretty much all you need to do. But to be fair, Guernsey cows are particularly nice.
Really?
But yeah, I do owe you an apology
it's all right.
for not including
apology
that.
Accepted.
Thank you.
I don't hold grudges with people unless they don't answer my questions when I've asked them on the podcast.
If you send a Q, you demand an A.
Yeah, exactly. It's called a Q&A, not a Q.
I mean, I brought up the...
That's just waiting.
The naked calendar.
That's just being British.
We know the British love a Q.
Could we make a Q there? Yes. I'm in.
Krzysztof, do you own a lawnmower?
I do not own a lawnmower.
Chris?
No. I don't know what I had to think about. I literally don't own a lawnmower. All I was going through in my head was I own a jet wash.
A portable jet wash.
Well, I don't know when National Jet Wash Maintenance Week is. But it is National Lawnmower Maintenance Week, so just putting that out there. If you're listening, make sure you...
Well, you know what? I believe my neighbour owns a lawnmower, so I might pop round and say...
Drop a message.
Yeah. Just
Give
knock on the
some
door.
maintenance to their lawnmower.
Well, it's World Compliment Day. Morning, Big Steve. We call him Big Steve. He doesn't know he's called Big Steve. He's just called Steve. Morning, Big Steve.
I'm glad he is called Steve, otherwise you
Yeah.
could be talking about something else.
Hair's looking nice today. By the way, have you maintained your lawnmower recently?
Oh,
That brings on to, I mean, who... Fair enough, St. David's Day, maybe National Employee Appreciation Day, but who makes up these
It's
days?
just that website. It's just that one website.
I think I saw one, it was National Fruit Compote Day. Who thinks of that? March the 1st, yeah. World Compote Day.
Well, it's within their rights, isn't it? So
Makes sense.
Oh.
But if you do have any problems with your lawnmower...
In fact, actually,
do we supply lawnmowers?
well, we do fellows shredder oil.
Mate.
So actually, if you need any oil to shredder, if you need any oil for your lawnmower, you can always get in touch with us.
We discussed last week with Simon when we said what's the worst and strangest things he's procured. I mean, I literally asked him to source me some home prostate testing kits.
Yes, he did.
Oh, yes.
So if
I
we can
remember that,
supply
actually.
prostate testing kits,
I'm
we
sure
can
we can
supply
do
lawnmowers.
I'm sure someone asked for what are those things called? Is it a crane lifter? Do you know the things that you lift containers with and stuff on building sites, like the massive things?
Massive.
Yeah.
What, an actual crane?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, like skyscraper ones when you build. Someone asked us for one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Did we provide?
Yeah. I don't. This was years ago.
I don't think
but
we can send that with DPD.
I mean,
pallet charge.
unfortunately, mate, that comes under the $14.95 delivery charge.
Yeah, no. Someone did ask if we can help outsource it. I remember it was years ago. I can't even remember who it was, but I don't know whether that ever materialised. But yeah, that's an odd one.
We don't say no to supplying anything.
No.
I think there was when I first started here, there was in the brochure that we supplied a gong from Hong Kong.
A gong from Hong Kong.
Gong from Hong Kong. It was
Right.
It was literally in the brochure about us, and it was saying we will supply anything, and it went from recycled sustainable paper to gongs from Hong Kong.
Wow.
I'm going to find out if
Specifically from Hong Kong.
it was
Not got any from mainland or...
no, it was a very specific gong. I mean, yeah, ask away. I'm sure we can find anything.
There are no boundaries to reselling.
No, and considering my expertise on searching things on the internet, I can guarantee I'll find it.
You need it. I will find it. I'll find you.
I'll find the
All
item.
right, Liam
And I'll
Neeson,
find
calm
you.
down.
Can I give you my address? Got it already. I don't know who you are.
I don't know where you are, but
In fact, I
will
do.
for you. I've already found you, and I will sell to you.
Google Earth.
Anyway, what's the next on our agenda, gentlemen?
Shall we talk about conspiracy theories?
Yes.
And-
we love
Oh, we're
these.
going full Joe Rogan on this podcast.
Well,
aren't
this
we?
was something Krzysztof suggested.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, this podcast has wildly gone out the window today.
We've planned it in half an hour? Less than that?
Less than that.
Yeah.
We just
And
want
I
to
was
make it
like-
interesting, don't we? That's what we want. We've got to give the people
It's-
what they want.
This is a filler. Let's
This
be
is a
honest.
filler.
Yeah.
And we know you love a conspiracy
And
theory.
I'm going to be here, and I'm going to try and fill in the best as I can for you guys listening. So, without putting you to sleep, there's basically, I'm sure you've all heard of the Joe Rogan podcast.
That's a great start to any story. Not to put you asleep.
Not to put you to sleep, but I'm sure you've all heard about the Joe Rogan
Mate,
podcast.
we've tested tea on this podcast.
So-
I don't think much else could put people to sleep.
What a stupid idea that was.
I thought it was pretty good. I was actually really interested about the Stockwell tea bags, I think they were called. You know, the cheap ones.
yeah.
They are brilliant.
I-
They're good.
89p.
I mean, we'll let you finish in a minute. As Kanye said, I'm going to let you finish. But I did get some feedback saying it was the sound effect you put on when we were making our tea.
The Minecraft
saying
sound effect.
Yeah, you were really loud when sipping that tea. Could you have not done it further away from the microphone? That was some shitty sound effect you put in from Minecraft.
We all love Minecraft.
I remember you were listening to it at your desk, Krzysztof, and
And my head just sort of popped up. Didn't it?
popped up and went, was that Minecraft?
Sam just did the nod of approval. Yeah, that was Minecraft, mate.
Sorry, continue with your conspiracy.
Yeah.
So this one's not actually a conspiracy theorist. So it's a doctor called Matthew Walker. You might know him.
yeah,
Sam.
related, obviously.
Yeah. And he is a sleep Well, he's a doctor that specialises in sleep. So, gentlemen, how many hours of sleep would you say you both got last night? Sam?
I'm solid 8, I think.
8?
I did my solid 8.
Yeah, good. How about you, Chris?
Yeah. 8. The thing is, I've got issues at home. Not right.
Is everything okay, mate?
Let me finish.
This podcast is going to go real weird.
We're here for you.
Let me finish. I have an elderly dog who can't sleep. He gets up in the middle of the night, doesn't know where he is, and scratches at the side of my bed, wanting to get up.
Right.
So sometimes I wake up.
Yeah.
I had 8 hours sleep. Yeah, let's go with that.
But it wasn't 8 quality hours.
It wasn't. No.
Yeah.
That's why I've got bags under my eyes.
So I think first time I listened to this was actually when I was driving back. So I drove to Poland last year in my car, and I was driving back, and I was trying to sort of, I don't know, listen to, I mean, it's a long drive you're looking at. I think it took me about a day and something like that. And I was listening to this guy, I mean, driving to a sleeping podcast whilst being on the Autobahn, doing 120 mile an hour in the left-hand lane. Probably not the right thing to do. But yeah, so a lot of interesting facts were on there. For example, let's say Tyson Fury, if he was to not sleep his substantial 8 or 9 hours, a good quality sleep, instead of lasting 12 rounds, this is proven by science, instead of lasting 12 rounds, he'd only last about 9.
That's how long I last.
9 rounds.
Seconds, sorry.
So it does actually have a massive impact when it comes to like sport and physical. You have these people that say, oh, I don't really need sleep. I only need about 4 hours of sleep, or, you know, I can run on 5 hours of sleep. It's actually more likely to be hit by lightning, not once, but twice in your lifetime, than to be one of those people that can confidently go out there and say, yeah, I had 4 hours of sleep and I feel fucking great.
And yet everyone always goes, oh, I only had 4 hours sleep last night.
I feel amazing.
I'm like the complete opposite. I only need 4 hours awake. I nap regularly.
Good nap is always
I love a granny nap.
A granny nap.
I think that's what they call granny naps. When I get home, it's literally straight to bed. Quick 10-15 minutes, but I need to nap the day away.
My issue is when I nap that I just don't wake up. I'll set an alarm and I just straight through it.
Yeah, we've all done that.
It's so important. Like, I never really realised how important sleep was, but having watched that, I was just a bit like, wow, it actually is. If you think about it, our life as humans over the past however many thousands of years has never had any distractions, such as a TV or a phone that we'd go on before sleep, stopping us sleeping, because obviously it keeps us awake. Up until about 200, maybe, would you say 300 years ago, we started having these distractions before sleeping. So for all these thousands of years, our body has sort of developed a way of working, which is, right, it's starting to get dark outside. Obviously, they didn't have artificial lighting back then, so it's getting dark, I'm going to sleep. And now we've got all these lights and TVs, phones and stuff. And
well, I now know that if I ever need to get some sleep, I'm re-listening to this podcast.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, give it a go, mate. It's really good.
But what you're saying is that I need the maximum. I say maximum. What is maximum? I need a large amount of sleep to perform well
against Tyson Fury.
So if I had 8 hours sleep and Tyson Fury only had 4 over 12 rounds, I could beat him.
Yeah.
Nice.
You'd do him. You might as well.
Doing Tyson Fury. That's the title.
Get his agent. Set it up. Set the fight up.
Let me just send this quick email. Yeah, all booked in, bud.
Yeah. Wayne Rooney, talking about fighting, Wayne Rooney apparently wants to have a fight with KSI.
I mean, I'm not a fan of either of them.
No.
But as a Liverpool fan myself, I'm rooting for KSI.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I respect KSI as a businessman, but in terms of...
His music is shit.
Yeah. In terms of boxing and music, not my kind of thing. Yeah, I respect what he does in terms of promoting and stuff like that. It's quite impressive. I mean, they've got a deal with Arsenal.
Yeah, I've just seen that they've got that. It's Sidemen, isn't it? Sidemen.
Yes.
Netflix series. I might give it a watch.
I've never been less interested in something, I don't think.
Yeah, I might give it one episode just to see, how these people have come famous.
It is crazy to say like how relevant they've stayed for so long.
Yeah,
like you get these people that fall off after a year, 2 or 3. Like these guys have literally
been 3 podcast episodes.
Yeah, they've literally been at the peak for what would you say the best part of 10 years?
Yeah, nearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is mental, to be
It's
fair.
crazy. Yeah. So, yeah, but that was just a little few facts I'd like to give you about Matthew Walker.
I've got a fact.
Oh, go on then.
King Charles is a vampire.
Cheers,
Thanks
mate.
for listening.
Do you want to know why he's a vampire?
Yeah, go on then.
So, he's related to a fella called Vlad the Impaler. All right?
I know about him.
Also known as Vlad III,
Vladdy.
or Vlad Dracula. He is the inspiration for the Dracula character.
From Transylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a leader of what is now part of Romania, known for impaling his enemies and ruthless cruelty and torture.
Okay.
I mean, it's a good nickname. If I'm going to get a nickname, it's going to be the Impaler.
Mouth the Impaler.
Yeah. I don't think anyone knows that my name is Mouth on here.
Oh, of course, yeah. So Chris's name is Mouth.
Yeah.
Legally.
Yeah,
That's a story for another
we'll
day.
move on from that one, I think.
Yep.
Otherwise, this podcast will go on for hours.
So he's a vampire.
So he's a vampire because he's related to this
Allegedly.
fella, and apparently he has an iron deficiency, which makes him sensitive to sunlight.
Right. Okay. That's almost as ridiculous.
Does
as
it have
5
any
details.
bearing on the size of his fingers?
Oh my days.
I've never seen a vampire with...
No, I've never seen a
Butcher's
vampire
hands.
with that either. You just see the pictures of him and they're just
It's scary.
horrible.
Yeah.
He did make a joke about them the other week, though, I noticed.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think he brought up the size of his hands.
Oh, is
but
he part of the joke?
you need 2 hands to shake one of his, don't you?
I don't know.
Shaking hands with a king. And
But yeah, he's a vampire, so don't shake his hand too tightly. Or is he?
But, I mean, should we bring up the conversation I discussed the other week about King Charles, what he's currently going through at the moment? King Charles has currently just had a prostate exam.
Oh, he has,
I thought that was a rumour. Has it been confirmed?
No. What do you mean?
No, he had a prostate
Yeah, he
exam.
went into hospital and then they found his unfortunate
Disease. I
cancer.
suppose,
Yeah, which we obviously do wish him well, and in that it's not something we want to hear. But my issue was, no matter how professional and how long you've been a doctor.
I know where this is going.
I started, so now I have to finish.
You do.
I know what I think. It must be
It
quite a
doesn't
humbling experience. That's all I'll say.
What did you do at work
Basically,
today?
Yeah, exactly. No matter how professional or how highly regarded you are in your profession as a doctor, and I mean, he gets the best doctors. Do you ever think, while he's having the prostate exam,
How did you
this
refer to him?
doctor is fingering the king?
I'm going to enter your Majesty. Like, that is, I think you do have to refer to him as that.
Your Majesty, would you kindly drop your pants for me?
No, like, genuinely. Because you're not going to say, you're not going to say his name, are you? I think you do actually have to refer to him as Your Majesty.
Do a courtesy and then just get your finger.
Could you just bend over that table?
I mean, the chances of the guy that actually...
Sam,
Was the
please
doctor.
find something on that laptop for us to talk about.
The Earth is hollow, but it's also flat.
Okay, yeah.
The Earth is hollow, but it's also flat.
Guys,
why?
I have never seen Chris so red in my life. Wow, are you alright?
No, we'll go see
Okay.
that.
So, apparently the world is hollow according to that conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's apparently flat as well.
Yeah, so apparently the Earth is hollow and there's another race living inside the Earth.
Okay.
And it's also flat.
Right.
So I don't know how both are working together, but...
Maybe it's a flat Earth theorist living inside of the hollow world.
This podcast has really gone Joe Rogan, hasn't it?
It has.
We had...
We're going to make up our own conspiracy soon.
This is a Yorkshire Office, an ACS podcast, where we discuss office-based
we
culture.
we said we discussed
and now we're
business.
talking about a hollow Earth theory.
Conspiracy theories are good.
I'm looking...
Is that a euphemism for what the doctor did?
Searching for another race. Anyway, so as we've mentioned, Ebony's not in today.
And
so
I hear you want to ask me some questions.
yeah, so we don't have the quiz today. So we're going to have to, and obviously we couldn't bring anyone else in because it is Ebony's segment. So
we can't take that from Ebony. 'Cause
We can't take. We love her for
Great
it.
band.
And
She's
to
so
be
good.
fair, a lot of listeners are really enjoying Ebony's quiz, so we'll keep that for her. But we've got some questions for Krzysztof instead.
Yeah. So you are Polish, living here.
Proudly.
Proudly Polish.
He's that
I have a
proudly
Polish
Polish.
passport.
Yep. He's that proudly Polish. He still thinks Robert Lewandowski is a fantastic footballer.
I think he's maybe not this season, but formally better than Messi.
Wow.
Right,
in
we're
the
definitely
Ballon
going to
d'Or
have to ask these
rankings.
questions.
Yeah.
Formally, I mean, he did get robbed of that Ballon d'Or that year, in my opinion. And then obviously the year before that, COVID hit, so he didn't get the Ballon d'Or for that year. Yeah.
And the thing is that you're not one of these just sort of Polish background thing. You were genuinely born in Poland.
Yeah. I moved, my family moved over when I was 5. So, yeah, 5. You can't really remember much before the age of 5, can you? Really?
No. But you can speak Polish and everything.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah. Every day when I'm home. And,
We have some distributors come in that are Polish that you can have a chat to.
Yeah, it was really good actually. You'd be surprised how well and easily you can establish a relationship. I don't even mean with like when a disty comes in and we start speaking Polish. I mean a customer. Like sometimes I'll email or someone will email me and they'll ring me and say, "Oh, do you speak Polish?" And I'll be like, "Yeah." And then within a click of a finger, they just switch over to speaking in Polish, and the relationship there is brilliant. So it's definitely got its perks.
It does, but you are here. You are in the UK.
Yeah.
And you have certain responsibilities in the UK.
England is my city.
England is my city.
No, I'm not from Cotton. England is my city.
You never heard that before?
You never heard that saying?
No.
England is my city.
Search it afterwards. It's good.
Roger that.
So you have certain responsibilities when you're a British citizen.
Yep.
And to make sure that you're still up to scratch, I've got some questions for you from the British citizenship test.
All right.
Only 6, and I picked some of the easier ones.
Thank you.
I know we obviously planned this. Can I answer them? Try and answer them. See if I could.
Yeah, I think that's a good
as
idea.
a British citizen.
That's actually a good point.
Yeah, see if
let's do that.
I was looking at a lot, and not a clue. I would not get a passport.
I mean, obviously, we'll ask Krzysztof first, but I'll genuinely say, like, I would not be able to answer that. And I'm going to get kicked out.
Just very briefly, I do want to give you a disclaimer. Chris, you are amazing at quizzes. I've done a few quizzes with you before, and you know some really weird and random and good facts.
It's all that
because I don't know
I'm that guy that goes to a pub quiz because my mates are going and they want to do the pub quiz. I just want to have a few pints.
The only question you want to be asked is, what you having, mate?
Yeah, exactly. What do you want, mate?
It's the only question you can answer.
Oh, is that it? yeah, that's it. But yeah, I will literally sit there and watch them answer the pub quiz questions.
Wow.
And sometimes, once in a blue moon, they'll come along a question where I'll know it and I will jump up. I'll be like, yes! And I'll be so happy. But yeah, that's just a disclaimer I want to throw out there.
Here's today's pub quiz for you. First question, it is multiple choice. Which of the following is a crown dependency but not part of the UK?
Can you repeat that question, please?
This is going to go well. Which of the following is a crown dependency? Don't know what that means.
I think it's run by. It's under the
Government?
Queen's. Yeah, no, it's under.
I see.
So I'm going to say So I'm going to say Northern Ireland.
I've not even given you the list yet.
Oh,
but not part of the UK. Shetland, Isle of Wight, Scotland, and the Channel Islands.
I'm going to go with Isle of Wight because they don't have a speed limit.
They're not?
No,
they don't.
That's the Isle of Man.
Oh.
Isle of Wight is just off the coast of Southampton.
Oh. This is going well.
I'm going to say the Channel Islands. I think Guernsey, they're owned by France, but sort of run by us.
No, so it is the Channel Islands, that is correct. But I think the way it works is basically they have their own government and everything, but it is owned by the Crown. So
okay.
It effectively acts completely independently. British.
Yeah, because I know you sometimes get like the Guernsey pound coins and stuff, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
But they don't tend to have, I think they don't have the King's
You can
head
get
on.
pound notes as well in Guernsey.
You can, yeah.
Wow. Are they made out of paper or plastic?
Paper.
Oh.
Yeah.
Old school. I like it.
Yeah, good for the environment.
Sustainable.
Question number 2. Where are the crown jewels kept? Is it the House of Commons, the Tower of London, Buckingham Palace, or Windsor Castle?
Oh, don't answer this, Chris. You'll know it. Don't answer it. What were the 4 questions again? The 4 answers.
House of Commons, Tower of London, Buckingham
Not
Palace,
those 2.
Windsor Castle.
So I'm going to go with either Windsor Castle or Buckingham Palace.
Before he answers, while he's still thinking cogs are wearing away there, how many do you have to get right on this
It's
test?
75%, so whatever that is of
And how many questions have we
I've got 6.
I've definitely haven't done this.
He needs to basically get 5 questions right.
Yeah, roughly.
So you've got one wrong already, so you need to get this right or you're getting kicked out.
Okay, so well, it's a 50-50 chance, and it don't really matter which one I go for.
It's not.
It's not 50-50 chance because you've basically got the 2 answers you've chosen are both wrong.
All right, okay. Well, I can't change that now. I'd have probably gone for Windsor Castle because it's a castle, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Tower of London.
Yeah. See you later, guys.
Yeah. Off you go.
Yep. P45 on its way.
P45.
What are the 2 responsibilities that you have as a British citizen or a permanent resident of the UK? Is it to look after the area in which you live and the environment, to look after yourself and your family, to stay in the UK forever, and to promote work in your local community? So there's 2.
I'm going to go for the first one and the second one.
Correct, yeah. Look after the area you're in and your environment, and look after yourself and your family.
Good morals to live by.
Yeah.
Do you do that, Chris?
Family first, Ride or die.
Ride or die. I got family.
Family.
Yeah. I mean, I think that one was quite easy because stay in the UK forever.
You cannot leave.
I thought to promote work in your local community. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Right, and then onto a very positive question about a person who had influence around here. Who was the first female prime minister in the UK?
Oh, I do know this one. Wait, is there... Oh. So it's not a multi...
No.
I mean, it was, but I'm just...
Great Margaret Thatcher.
It was Margaret Thatcher. Yes!
The Iron Lady.
Get in. I'm well impressed with that.
Yeah, you're not... Yeah, she's not popular around these parts.
No,
Why? Out of interest.
Closed all the mines and stuff, didn't she?
Yeah.
She's, Tories.
Yeah. Leave it at that.
I mean, if you go to several Liverpool games, if you've ever been, they say a word, then the Tories at every game.
I've not been to a Liverpool game.
Start with F?
It does. Moving on.
Right. This I'm assuming you're going to get because you know everything about football. Who was the captain of the English football team that won the World Cup in 1966?
Bobby Moore.
It was Bobby Moore, yeah. Well done.
Is that genuinely on the citizenship?
That's on the citizenship.
Just have a little bit of football knowledge.
It is part of British culture, though. English culture.
It is and it isn't. Because, I mean, if you're asking that to someone nowadays who...
I wouldn't know the answer to that.
I'd know the answer, but I think it's a bit of an unfair question because some people just don't like football. And if you're coming over here trying to do a citizenship test, asking something that happened, I mean, what is it? 60 years ago. Yeah, so it's 58 years ago.
But on the flip side of things, football is such an important
Football
part
is life, though. Yeah, football is life.
Literally. Of any country. You sort of support your country.
It's the beautiful universal game.
That's fair. Another one that is in the 1960s. So it's a very modern test. Maybe I got an old copy, I don't know. Who was an important contributor to the pop art movement of the 1960s? Was it David Hockney, Lucian Freud, John Petts, or Henry Moore?
I really don't know.
I'm going to be real honest with that. I was looking at my phone, didn't hear the question.
Who was an important contributor to the pop art movement of 1960?
Got it.
I'm going to guess Henry Moore because...
Yeah. The last one was Bobby Moore.
Yeah.
So just...
Natural progression, just anything with more.
Yeah.
It's not. That's not the answer.
Andy Warhol?
No. Shall I give you the multiple choice?
Right tick now, won't you? Didn't even let me finish the question. Oh, I know this one.
Do you want the multiple choice?
Yeah.
David Hockney, Lucian Freud, I think it is. I don't know. Freud. John Petts or Henry Moore?
Sorry, who was the first one? David Hockney?
David Hockney.
I don't think he did pop art. I know he's David Hockney's from around here, isn't he?
He is from around here.
Yeah, he's Bradford. Yeah. I don't think he did pop art. I think he did really nice paintings, but...
See, so I thought that as well, but the answer is David Hockney.
Wow. I didn't...
But I thought that. Let me have a quick search.
No, move on to the next question. We'll search that afterwards.
No, that's my questions. He's deported. See you later.
Can't believe it. To be fair, it's been a good experience. I've learned a lot. Maybe it's just time to move on.
We've asked him to come on the podcast and all he's ended up with is deportation.
You're welcome, British
You
government.
weren't even our first choice. I'm just looking. I don't see any pop art, you know.
I thought pop art was genuinely those paintings where it was almost made out of loads of dots.
Yeah, that's what I
pop
thought.
out, but maybe.
Oh no, it's not. It's the weird neon magic mushroom crap.
Yeah, that's what I was on about. Because when you zoom in, it's almost as if I didn't know that was David Hockney. Fair enough.
Right.
You know what?
But I'm looking at.
I'm coming back to Poland with you because
I'm
I
looking
didn't
at his
get
stuff and I
$75.
can't see
Chris,
anything like that.
We can go to yeah.
Yes, my G.
Touch me. Fist bump.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
make
with
that-
fist bump.
Just make that clear.
Yeah. So we're getting deported together. Brilliant.
Nice.
Can I just say? So when I
Right.
I had to when we left. Well, I say when you guys left the EU, I actually had to file for a citizenship, but I didn't have to do a test.
I wonder if it's because you'd already been living here for some time.
Maybe. Yeah. Interesting.
You should have done because you wouldn't have fucking got in.
Yeah. By the sounds of it,
See you
everyone
later.
in Britain should do this test.
This country would be
tell
empty.
tell us what you finished on, guys. Let us know.
Honestly, and they were, of those questions, they were the easiest ones on the.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
sample.
So, yeah, if anyone does listen to this, let us know on podcast@acsgroup.co.uk. Let us know how you would have done in that test. I want
Are
to know
you
how many.
deported?
I want to know out of the current 500 odd listeners, how many of them are getting kicked out.
I am willing to say all of them.
Yeah, they were pretty tough questions, but
There were.
But I'd like to end. We're not doing. Well, that was your interview. We're not going to interview you like we do the other ones. But I'd like to ask you one and final question before we end today. Being a stationery salesperson or
Not just stationery. Oh, your office
What?
supplies.
we do dabble in a bit of IT actually. But
What is your favourite item of stationery?
that's a really good question.
I know mine.
Stapler.
Is this like
That's mine.
if I had to keep
Don't know why.
one? Obviously, we're not going to include pens, but if we had to keep one item,
Like
of
if there was
stationery
if there was a stationery cupboard here and someone went in, just go grab your favourite
Whatever
items.
you want.
Yeah, grab whatever you want. What's the first thing you got, or what in your mind you got? There better be one of them in there.
it's got to be post-it notes, hasn't it?
No, I'm sorry. I
What?
can't agree with that.
Post-it notes.
The real post-it notes as well.
Can't agree with that at all.
They're so versatile.
For what?
Writing on.
That's their job. That's not versatile.
Well, a stapler's like, what are you going to need to staple? Just don't staple.
But that's its job. No one's saying a stapler is versatile.
But you could just.
A post-it note, you can't make a paper airplane out of it because of that annoying little sticky side, because you try to fold it over and you go, oh, it's stuck together now.
Or you could use it to your advantage.
No, I don't.
No,
it's
it'd
just
be
going to
weighted.
get in the
So
way.
then-
You know, post-it. I like post-it notes. Yeah, especially because you can use them as a notepad.
I love
in
how
there.
we ask him, what's your favourite
You can
stationery
use them as a
item?
notepad.
No, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
You can use them as a notepad. Yeah, you can use them what they're intended for.
Oh, actually, I'll tell you what are quite good. You don't really see them around anymore. Remember when, maybe not you, Chris, because you're an old bag, but remember when we were back in school, you had them pens with 4 colours in?
Oh,
I'm,
yeah.
they were pretty
I'm
cool.
not that older than you. I do remember. I think I've got one on my desk. The photo with the little push down.
They were pretty good.
Yeah.
You don't really get them anymore, though.
And then you used to spend ages as a kid, trying to push.
Get them all down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
too good. Or you'd push them down at one time and you like to almost make a bet of which colour's going to pop out. That's the red one.
Yeah, they were good. Yeah, but post-it notes for me. How about you two?
I'm definitely stapler.
Staple.
I just feel like you can organise shit with it.
What about a staple gun? You just go bam.
Oh, yeah. Is that stationery or?
Yeah, stationery.
Yeah.
It's just heavy duty stationery. Mine's
That's a power tool.
it's not a power tool. Mine's laminator.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And putting anything through, especially, I mean, I've done it before where I've laminated one of my friend's socks because of you.
That's good.
Not only do you sort of have to look over it, make sure that the laminator's not setting that sock on fire, but have you ever
don't
tried?
recommend trying.
Have you ever tried getting a sock out of a laminating pouch once it's been laminated?
No, but I kind of want to try now.
I think it's
Yeah.
better that it's just the one sock.
We're not condoning that you do this within your office, but it's highly hilarious if you do.
If you want to buy a laminator, you know who to call.
And if you need a laminator, these boys are the ones to contact.
Are we done?
We've got you covered.
Are we done before
I
we
think
say
that's
something
all
gonna
my
get-
question. Yeah, before we say something we shouldn't, I think we need to sign off.
We may be past that
We've
point.
done very well, actually, I think.
It's been
Well
my
behaved.
favourite so far.
I think we've kept it PG.
I mean, I did mention
Yes,
Yeah.
you did. Yeah,
the
okay.
king. Sam,
Bye.
end this. Bye.